Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Our topic of today's practical is electroencephalography. Objective: to record an electroencephalogram from a volunteer and examine the effect of visual activity on alpha brain waves. My name is Talat Naz and I belong to Department of Physiology. Learning objectives: at the end of experiment, a student should be able to explain different brain waves, understand the basic information about EEG technique, applications and uses of EEG, and then we will record alpha waves during different brain activities. What are brain waves? The cerebral cortex contain huge number of neurons, and the activity of these neurons is synchronized to some extent in regular firing rhythm. These are referred to as brain waves. So the activity of the neurons which are present in the cerebral cortex is recorded into the wave-like structure, and it can be recorded by using different techniques like single cell recording. Means if you want to record the recording from the single cell, single neuron, we have different techniques, and then we have MEA technique, ECOG, EEG, fluorescence calcium imaging, and fMRI. But we will use EEG for our today's experiment, which is the simplest one as compared to other techniques. EEG. The cortical activity causes changes in the electrical potential. The cortical activity causes changes in electrical potential that can be picked by placing the electrodes on the scalp. So the non-invasive recording. The non-invasive recording of brain electrical activity from electrodes placed on the scalp is called electroencephalogram. EEG signals are affected by the activity of cerebral cortex and show characteristic changes in different stages of sleep. What does it mean? It means that the EEG signals, the recording of EEG, the graph of EEG can be affected by the activity of cerebral cortex. If the activity is more, the graph or the waves of the EEG will be different, and if the activity is decreased, of course the pattern of the waves will be different. So the signals are dependent upon the cerebral cortex activity, and these differences occur in the different time period. For example, in different stages of the sleep, the waves of cerebral cortex, the wave of neuronal activity will be different. Applications of EEG, or the places where we use the EEG. So of course the health and medical science I will discuss in detail in coming slides, and then sports, therapy applications, neuroscience research applications. First of all, I would like to discuss something about the sports. You must be thinking, what is the role of EEG in sports? In the developed countries, the players are selected after proper medical checkup as well as mental checkup. So for the for the mental activity, they perform EEG. What they do, there is EEG portable devices available. So they will place the EEG portable devices with the clothing of the sportsman. For example, if they want to select a cricketer, especially for the bowling, so to see if the player is focused, if it is focused for giving their best output or not. So for that purpose they will perform EEG during the activity during the sports period, and he or she is selected based on the basis of the recording of the EEG. This is one of the aspect, not all the aspect. So EEG is in this way it is applicable in the sports as well. And then we have therapy applications. What does it mean? It is very simple, that sometime there is some mental disorder which is already identified and a person is on treatment. So to see the effect of this therapy or the treatment, we perform EEG to see if the medicine is working or not working. Another aspect is the neuroscience research application. Of course, for the neuroscience research, we need to record the electrical activity. For example, if someone want to discover a medicine for the epilepsy, okay, in that case, of course, this EEG technique will be applied on the humans or the animal subjects to see the effect of particular medicine that we are going to discover. Or sometimes the scientists make different combinations of the drugs. So to see the effect of those drugs, sometimes we use the EEG techniques. What is going on in the neuronal activity? Is it increase or decrease by the use of the new drug? So in this way, in the neuroscience research, it is applicable. I will discuss some more points with related to the health, but before that I would like to discuss something very interesting. This is the most interesting part that I like most in the EEG when I teach to my students. It is brain fingerprinting. I don't know you have studied that this is brain fingerprinting or not, but those students who used to watch the CID, it is a television program, CID. I like it most. So in that television, the suspected criminals are identified with the help of brain fingerprinting. What is this technique actually? Basically, brain fingerprinting uses brain waves to test the memory. A crime suspect is given words or images in a context that would be known only to the police or the person who committed the crime. Right? In simple words, you say that if someone has done something wrong, for example, if someone is involved in the killing or the robbery or something like that, then that person know that what they did. Okay, in that case, there is a test of EEG, which is basically P300. In that case, a special type of wave is produced in the brain of that person who is a criminal after listening the scenario or the case about the particular crime, so that some brain waves will identify that he or she is a criminal or not. So for that purpose, a suspect is tested by looking at three kinds of information represented by different colored lines. Like red information, the suspect is expected to know. What does it mean? It means that if I know my name is Talat. So if the investigator or the scientist will ask my name, of course I know this, and I will say I am Talat. In that case, a red line will produce. Okay. And then we have a green line, information not known to suspect. If someone asks me that what is the name of the grandfather of my friend, if I don't know, then I will think about it, and then of course I will say no. In that case, a green line will be appeared, because the information I don't know, I cannot give the answer very quickly, or I don't have I have to put some effort on the brain. So in that case a green line will appear. Finally, a blue line will appear. Information of the crime that only perpetrator would know, means that if I am a criminal, I only know that what happened at the crime spot. Okay, in that case, what will happen? If I am not guilty, if I am not a criminal, then what will happen? Because the blue and the green line closely correlate, suspect does not have critical knowledge of the crime. What does it mean? It means that if I am a criminal, then a red line will appear because I know the situation exactly. Like my name is Talat, so I know that my name is Talat. I can my brain will work very fast. But if I don't know that what happened at the criminal point, then what will happen? A blue line will appear and green line will appear. In that case, if the blue and green are together, it means if the if the red line and the blue line are together, it means that I know what happened at the crime spot if I am a criminal, because I know what happened at that place. So the brain waves will be red and blue together. In that case I will be guilty and I will be a suspected person of the crime spot. So in this way, this is called the brain fingerprinting. Okay, so with the help of the EEG, there is a wave, a special wave, brain wave, which is known as P300, which appear after 300 seconds or 300 millisecond, I think, of the question, and this wave will appear and give the information about if I am saying wrong or right. It means this is a, in other words, it is also known as truth test. So this is very interesting to perform this test. If I am saying right or wrong, if I am telling you the truth or I am a liar. Okay, so this is very interesting. And then there is application of EEG in the health and medicine, and this test EEG is most often used to diagnose the epilepsy. It is also used to diagnose different disorders such as sleep disorders, coma, encephalopathies, and brain death. So basically EEG is to diagnose different types of brain disorders or associated disorders like sleep disorders. So EEG used to be the first line method of diagnosis for the tumors, stroke, and other focal brain disorders, means to identify the focal point where the disorder or the problem has occurred. What is the spot for the stroke can be identified with the help of EEG, because the electrodes are placed more than 64 points. So if someone has a problem with a sudden stroke and we have a EEG, in that case we can identify the exact location of the stroke with the help of EEG. So if someone is asked you the applications, these are some applications or the uses of the EEG. What are the components of EEG? Basically, the waves that are recorded through the EEG are the components of EEG. EEG contain waves of different frequencies which provide the information about different brain activities, as well as the EEG waves have a particular amplitude. So the waves frequency as well as the amplitude of the brain waves are the components of EEG. There are different types of brain waves: alpha waves, beta waves, theta waves, delta waves, and gamma waves, which are recorded through the EEG technique. First of all, have a look on the alpha waves. What are the characteristics of the alpha waves? Alpha waves frequency is 8 to 13 Hertz, means 8 to 13 waves will be produced per second. Okay. Amplitude 20 to 60 microvolt. Amplitude is basically the height of the wave. The more stronger will be the stimuli, and more stronger will be the response. In that case, the amplitude will be increased. Alpha waves are produced during awake state and relaxed condition with closed eyes. Means someone is awakened but he or she is relaxed with the closed eyes. Alpha waves can be abolished if you open the eyes or some mental activity like calculations. It means that if the eyes are closed and you have started some mental activity, some mathematical calculations, then alpha waves will be abolished. The greater the cortical activation, the lower will be the alpha activity. It means that to produce the alpha waves, your brain should be relaxed and your eyes should be closed. And then we have another type of wave, beta waves. Its frequency is 13 to 30 Hz. Amplitude is 2 to 20 microvolt. Beta waves are prominent when person is alert with open eyes. In the previous slide we studied that if a person is relaxed with the closed eyes, in that case alpha waves will be produced. But if the eyes are open, all of a sudden the alpha waves will be converted to beta waves. So the prominent beta waves are observed during the open eyes, during problem solving, dream, REM sleep, or when you are cooking or you are reading some book. If you record the EEG, the recording shows that there are beta waves. Activity shift, there is a term that you need to remember, alpha block. So the activity shift from alpha to beta EEG wave when the eyes are open, this is called alpha block, because alpha is blocked and beta will be started. And then we have another type of sleep wave. It is theta wave. Frequency is 4 to 8 Hz. Amplitude is 20 to 100 microvolt. As the frequency is decreased, amplitude will be increased. Theta waves are more commonly observed in awake children and sleeping adults. Always remember, awake children and sleeping adults. Theta waves may also observe during meditative, drowsy or sleeping states, but not during the deepest stages of the sleep, because during the deepest stages of the sleep uh, there will be more activity of the brain. So when there is a meditative state, relaxed state, in that case we observed that there are theta waves, and usually it is in the sleeping adults. Sometimes emotional stress, disappointment, frustration, degenerative brain states, it will cause theta waves. Because sometimes we are in the stress condition, so in that case we feel very drowsy or sleepy or the down. In that case we observe sometimes theta waves, and its frequency is very less, 4 to 8 Hz. Delta waves, the frequency is only 0.5 to 3.5 Hz. Means it rarely sees, if you observe the EEG, rarely you will see the delta waves. Their frequency is very low, or sometimes it is mixed with the other waves, so it is difficult to observe the delta waves. Its amplitude is 20 to 200 micrometer, means its height is very large as compared to other waves. It is produced in the awake infant and sleeping adults. It is observed during deep and restful sleep. Here we say that theta waves do not appear during restful sleep. Okay, here we says that it will not appear during the deepest stages of the sleep. However, the delta waves appear during the deepest stages of the sleep. May be produced as EEG artifacts during movement of the jaw and the neck muscle. It is useful in detecting tumor and abnormal brain behavior. And then we have another wave, gamma wave. Its frequency is very high, 36 to 44 Hz. Amplitude is 3 to 5 microvolt. Gamma waves appear suddenly because of the sensory stimulation, but it is very rare that you will find this on the EEG. But most of the time we have alpha and beta waves which are more prominent as compared to other types of waves. Gamma waves has some characteristics. Like these are the fastest brain wave frequency with the smallest amplitude, means its height is less, 3 to 5 microvolt, but frequency is very high, means the signals are producing continuously. The more the more the stimulus, the more will be the frequency of the waves, means how many times you are stimulating your nerve cells will produce number of waves. So more will be the stimulation to the brain, more will be the frequency of the EEG wave. Gamma waves are associated with the feeling of blessings, means sometimes you are very motivated or emotional. In that case you will find the gamma waves. Low amount of the gamma brain wave activity have been linked to learning difficulties, poor memory, and impaired mental processing, means for the good memory or to be active, you must find out that gamma wave frequency is very high. But if the gamma wave frequency is low in the EEG, it means that you are facing some difficulties in the learning or memory loss or something like that. And the people, it is very interesting that the people with very high level of gamma activity are exceptionally intelligent, they are compassionate, they are happy, and have excellent memory and strong self control. IQ score of the people with high gamma wave activity are correspondingly high. It means that the more the gamma waves will represent that someone is very intelligent and very motivated towards their work. They are happy, they are contented. Okay, this is the picture which shows that we can record the EEG from different points like frontal lobe, cerebrum, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, all these parts from where we can record the brain electrical activities. This is the clinical setting picture which shows that EEG is recorded through the EEG machine, electrocardiograph. But of course this is for the clinical setting, but for the experimental setup in our lab we have a different device which is power lab. So the requirement of today's practical will be lab tutor software, because the machine that we are using is using a software which is lab tutor software, a power lab device which is a hardware, a computer system which we will connect with the hardware and the software, and then we have some accessory equipments like bio amplifier cable with which we will attach our bipolar electrodes. So the bioamplifier cable, bipolar EEG electrodes are required, and then we need a dry earth strap, alcohol swab, and ballpoint. But before that I want to mention some types of electrodes that can be used for the recording of EEG. Disposable, gel-less, and pre-gel types, means electrodes may be disposable. Like in our lab we use a disposable electrode with pre-gel types, means the gel is over there on the electrode so that it will stuck on the skin. The another type will be reusable dies electrode like gold, silver, stainless steel or tin, so they can be used again and again. And then we have hand belts and electrode caps, means as I tell you that sometimes EEG is used for the sports person, so in that case a device will be attached with the clothing, and the hand bands will be attached with that person, and EEG recording will be continue all the time. And we have electrode caps over there, so that sometimes we need to record multiple points like 64 points or more than that. In that case we use the cap. And another type of electrode will be saline based electrodes and needle electrodes. For the multi-channel recording, for the multi-channel recordings with a large number of electrodes, electro caps are often used. As I tell you that sometimes we need to record for a lot of points from the brain. In that case we use the caps of the EEG. So for our purpose we use a setup which is basically consisting of this device. This device is basically known as the power lab device, and this is the bioamplifier cable, and it is connected with the electrodes, bipolar electrodes, which are attached with the brain. Connect the power lab with the computer when it is switched off. First of all, we will connect this power lab with the computer system and then attach the lead of the EEG electrodes to the power lab. Connect the EEG leads. See the movement of the mouse. Connect the EEG leads with the power lab via the bioamplifier cable. So first of all, we will connect the bioamplifier cable which is connected to the power lab. So in this way we will make a setup of the experiment that is used for the experiment of EEG. Equipment setup and electrode attachment. Use two electrodes to record the EEG activity. A frontal electrode on the front head. This you see. You see there are two electrodes, but the recording electrode is this one, white one, not the green one. Green one is the earth electrode that is just to neutralize the electrical activity, but the main recording electrode is this white one. So the frontal electrode on the forehead and an occipital electrode on the scalp at the back of the head. So this is the black one. This is the occipital electrode that is present at the back of the head. So basically we have two electrodes, a frontal electrode and an occipital electrode. A third ground electrode, as I told you, green one electrode is used to attach to reduce the electrical interference. First of all, what you have to do, the protocol is like that. First of all, you remove any jewelry from the volunteer's face, ear and neck. Before placing the electrode on the skin like a scalp, clean the area with the alcohol swab to remove the dead cells or any dust over there, and wait to dry and then stick the electrode to the skin. Use dry earth strap to place the electrode at the back of the head. Of course, we are not going to remove the hairs from the person, because this is the experiment, not the real patient. So what we do, we will use a dry earth strap as which is given with the setup of the EEG, so that we can hold the electrode at the back of the head. Have the volunteer sit in a comfortable position so that none of the electrodes are disturbed or compressed. Check that all three electrodes are properly connected to the volunteer and a bioamplifier cable before proceeding. Turn on the power lab. First of all, click the desktop icon. Icon name is Lab Tutor to start the recording of EEG. Basically, the software is Lab Tutor, and Lab Tutor software contain all the list of the experiments. So first of all, we have to open the Lab Tutor and then find the electroencephalography in the experiment list, and then select exercise 2, alpha waves in the EEG, In this exercise, you will examine the effect of relaxation and then eye movement on the alpha waves in the EEG, and follow the steps as directed in the software. This is the interface of our software, which shows different types of waves. For example, the first row, you can see it is representing the alpha waves, but this activity is raw activity. We have to convert this raw activity into different. First of all, we will amplify the signals and then apply a filter so that we will convert this activity into rectified signals, and finally we will have the waves like structure. Similarly, this is I think the beta waves. The picture is not so clear, but it is representing the beta wave. Always remember, when there is a high activity of the alpha waves, beta waves will be decreased. But here we see that there is high activity of the beta wave. Therefore, what does it mean? It means that in this case the eyes are open. So the open eyes, with the open eyes, the alpha activity is decreased. With the but the beta activity is increased. With, you can see in the raw signals. Similarly, if you close your eyes, only then the activity of the alpha waves will be increased. So in this way, we will observe the amplitude and then the frequency, because this is not this is just representing you the recording part, but in the second part we will have a analysis page. For the analysis page, we will analyze the frequency and amplitude, and finally we will decide and record our data about the frequency and the amplitude of the alpha waves that we are going to record. So but the recording will be like this, which represents the alpha waves and the beta waves during a relaxed condition with the closed eyes, and then we will perform this experiment with the open eyes and see what is the difference in the alpha waves during closed eyes and during the open eyes when the activity of the brain is increased. This is one of the picture of EEG, real EEG, which shows you the records in the epilepsy. I just go through it to make it very simple for you. This is a normal EEG pattern. Okay, this is the normal EEG pattern from the frontal, occipital and temporal lobe. This is the frontal lobe, temporal lobe and occipital lobe. And this picture shows you generalized seizures. But here what will happen? There is a normal pattern, tonic phase, clonic phase, post-convulsive coma. Means in this picture you will see there is epileptic seizures, but first one is the normal. This is a normal part, and if there is tonic phase, then the pattern will be changed like this, and then there is a clonic phase. The pattern will be like this, and post-convulsive coma is like this, where most of the part is straight, that is the frequency is decreased. And then we have generalized seizures but absence seizure type. Means in this case you will see not every time the seizures are present. There is some particular time when there is a sudden brief episodes of spikes and waves, and this is another type of seizures. And then sometimes in the epilepsy we will see that there is partial seizure, which shows synchronous abnormal discharge. Means it was going on normal, this was seems to be normal, but all of a sudden there is an abnormal discharge, and these spikes will appear. So this represents you the partial seizure. So this is the picture which shows you the different recordings of EEG during different conditions of the epilepsy. Precautions for the experiment are to remove the metallic jewelry is must, clean the skin with the swab for the good signals, and volunteer must be relaxed and do not move head and neck, because it will create abnormal artifacts in the EEG signals. This is what about the practical that we are going to perform. I hope you understand it. Thank you so much.